Hey everybody, it's Miri, Kabundance. This is my very first live stream. I'm very excited. I've never done this before and I have no idea if anybody will join me. But I'm just gonna see. Yeah, my last, as long as there's no one joining, I'm just going to talk about something. But don't hesitate to just drop me your questions. As I said, I've never done this, so please bear with me. I'm planning to be live for maybe half an hour. Like, it depends how this is going. So as long as there's no questions coming in, because obviously people don't know that I'm live now, so yeah, we'll see. It's fine for me if even no one's coming, but I just wanted to take the chance to make videos more often, because what hinders me from doing that is basically that I just think, yeah, videos need to be very perfect. And I have so many projects going on in my life right now that I just can't do that, and that, you know, it just feels overwhelming then. And I try, it's just something, it's just one more thing on the pile of work that I have, like making YouTube videos, and that results in me not doing a YouTube video, kind of. So we'll see if this is maybe a solution, because I know that, so I do get a lot of questions and comments, and so many times I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to make a video on that, and that is well meant, but at the same time, yeah, then it just gets later and later and I really lose myself in the details. So I was thinking, what if you guys actually just would like to have the chance to ask me your questions live, like if we were talking to each other in person. So yeah, because it also takes this pressure from me to prepare 1000% and to like just, you know, it seems like I can't find an end in preparing videos. So I was like, maybe I'm just gonna take that challenge and just try the live stream thing and see if anyone, if the demand is there. If not, it's fine. Yeah, just trying it out. So as long as there's no specific questions coming in, I'm just going to talk about some specific topic, and I hope, you know, I just hope that, so this is an English channel now, and I do have my German channel, and I also originally wanted to do a German live stream there after this one, but it turned out that actually YouTube doesn't allow me to do that. Well, you know, it, for a reason, obviously. It's because I don't have 1000 subscribers yet on that channel. I only have 35 there. So if you're German and you don't know yet, then really hop over to my German channel, because that is where I aim to do all the videos that I do here in German there, except for the live streams, obviously. But I really want to make live streams there as well. But what I could do, like, I'll see. If you have German questions, then I'm just gonna answer them here in German and in English. And once we are 1000 subscribers on my other channel, then we can do an own live stream there. So So yeah, again, hey everyone who hasn't been here when I started the live stream. I'm really excited because this is my first live stream, and yeah, I'm still waiting for any questions coming in. Don't hesitate to ask me anything, like yeah. So as long as there's no questions coming in, I really just wanted to talk about something that I wanted to make my next video on. You guys remember that the last video was on RawTill4, like on, yeah, if you can do recovery on RawTill4, and if it's a good idea to have the fat percentage really low. If you haven't watched it, just go back and watch it. Thank you for the thumbs up that someone left. I'm really flattered because I'm super excited because I have no idea how this is going. We'll see. Let me know if you want further live streams. Like, I could theoretically just try and make like a daily live stream or something, but I'll just first see how this is turning out. And let me know about the time. Is this a good time for you? Like around 7-ish p.m. Yeah. Where was I? So yeah. So, and in that last video that I did on RawTill4 and the fat percentage and recovery, and if it is a good idea to do it in recovery or not, I also mentioned that the next video will be, or that I would make a video about if I am still RawTill4, and that is a good question. So if you haven't watched the first video, I really recommend you do watch it. So the question, am I RawTill4? And I already gave kind of a spoiler, and that is that kind of. So the answer is kind of. I am kind of doing or eating in a way like RawTill4. But, so first of all, we want to define, what do I mean by RawTill4? Obviously, that's anything that is included in the rules that are on the website itself. And so for me, there's things that I really love about RawTill4 and things that I really don't necessarily love about RawTill4. And that is that, so what I love about RawTill4 is the digestion, the good digestion it provides, and the abundance it provides, the abundance in calories. And yeah, basically the digestion part, the good digestion part, is also why I, for a big part, do still follow RawTill4, but I would never label myself as doing RawTill4 because I am not doing it, like I'm not following it because it's kind of a rule, or like because there are days and like on a regular basis I'm actually breaking the rules of RawTill4. I'm not doing anything similar to RawTill4 because I think this is what I need to do, or this is what would be best for me, or this is this is what I have to do, or something like that. I'm not doing that. The reason why I eat how I eat is because it makes me feel my best, and that is on all levels, on a mental level, on a physical level, and on a on both levels. And yeah, digestive wise, because I really come from a past where I had such bad digestion, and I just really cherish and appreciate a really good digestion right now. And this is super individual, and for you, like, I really believe that everyone needs to find themselves what their digestion is best on. And while I love and do like some fats here and there, um, it's like sometimes it's not, I find that I don't have like the best digestion if I add like over fats like nuts and avocados and seeds and stuff. Um, so I think the most important thing in recovery and in general, like for anyone, it doesn't matter if you have a past of eating disorder or a past of restriction or like of just normal dieting or whatever, you really need to find the sweet spot in how does it make me physically, how does it make me feel physically, and how does it make me feel mentally, both while I'm eating it and after I have eaten it. So that has changed my relationship to food so much, because it just, I think there needs to be a balance in all of these. Also in recovery, I personally don't believe in this well, yeah, I do believe in like not having food rules. Like, you should not in recovery or at any time in your life have like rules that you need to abide by, or that you need to worship, or you know, that are actually controlling your life. But at the same time, it's a good idea to have like a template or an idea of what will make you feel best. Like, it's always, I do believe that there is a sweet spot between choosing what you're craving right now, or is craving the right word? Or in general, not only in terms of diet, but what you're wanting right now and what you want for the long term. So I don't believe in eating only junk foods for recovery, and I don't believe at the same time in eating only whole foods, like as a rule in recovery. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't eat tons of whole foods. And in the beginning of my recovery, I ate a lot of non-whole foods, like processed foods, because I think it is crucial to lose the fear foods. Like, the goal should be to lose all fear foods, so that you're able to actually incorporate them into your daily, into your diet as soon, yeah, so that when you're faced with social situations, that you don't actually have to be afraid of these foods. And it really depends on your like where you are on your recovery journey, or in your relationship with food. But for me, I'm at the stage of recovery, like, I think you can only, like, so I'm very much recovered, but not fully recovered. I wouldn't consider myself as finished, you know. It's like, I think it's like really important that you're not neglecting recovery, that you're not saying, well, I've come so far, so, you know, I'm just going to be complacent and it's not that important. So yeah, but what I want to say is that I am at a point where I'm really not craving as much processed foods anymore, which was different in the beginning, because obviously I didn't have them for such a long time, and they really helped me to get in enough calories. And so just to remind you of what's most important, you know, what's the reason why many vegans are actually going ex-vegan is because they're not eating enough calories. That's one point. The next reason is they are like whole food obsessed, meaning that actually leads them to not eat enough calories. Nothing wrong with eating whole foods, obviously, and I'm going to get to where still get back to the RawTill4 topic. No, don't worry. So, and the third reason is that eating non-organic food. Like, I have plenty of videos around these reasons, so really just browse through my channel. So I think the most important thing for recovery, for restriction recovery, is that you find a way where you feel comfortable, or like kind of comfortable. It's always difficult, but where that makes it as easy as possible for you to actually recover and to eat enough calories. You also need to lose the fear foods. There's no way around it. But that being said, that I'm not for purity and recovery, is that as you recover, and the less you actually the more you can actually trust your intuition and your cravings and your hunger and fullness cues and satiety and satiation signals, the more you will find that it's easier to find that sweet spot between what makes you feel your best taste wise and long term, and like physical health wise and mental health wise. And not only, it's not like you have to decide between them, but you will have found foods by the time that fulfill all of these. Like that there's between the long term and the now needs and feelings, there's certain foods, specific foods, and they're different for everybody, that are going to make you feel best on all of these levels. And it's without sacrificing taste, without sacrificing flavor, without sacrificing happiness, enjoyment, without feeling deprived in any way, shape, or form. And for me, that's where I have settled right now in my recovery. I found a way of eating where I enjoy myself so much, and I am totally free to change it up in however way I need it. So for me, the kind of RawTill4 diet that I do not follow, it just happens to be what I love most, is eating tons of fruit. Fruit is like hands down my favorite food. And I do like to start my day with fruit. And also I do like to if I crave fats, I will have fats, but honestly right now in my recovery I am not craving them because I do eat enough. And it's like one day is with some fats, like over fats, like additional fats. Of course every day has fats, I'm just going to put the disclaimer that all foods do have fats. Like, it's no diet is a no fat diet. Like, And when I say diet, I mean the way of eating. I don't mean like a way of restriction. I hope that's clear. Don't hesitate to ask me questions, guys, by the way. There's a reason I'm live for this. So I just wanted to give you the opportunity to check in with me and maybe, yeah, get your questions answered live. So yeah, I think that like fats are super important for hormones, but still, like, our body is actually able to synthesize its own fats, except the essential fatty acids, which is omega-3s, omega-6s, and that's, yeah, you know what I mean. And so by the way, please give this a thumbs up if you enjoy this, if you want me to do more of this. It's just, yeah, I just always think I'm not good enough at this. Just, yeah, I can't believe that anyone is joining me rambling here. But it's better. It's like, for me, it seems like a chance to take, in terms of becoming more regular with my videos. And you know, because the alternative seems to be that I won't make any videos because I have so much going on in my life. So back to RawTill4. I am not following like a template or food combining thing, but I just love fruit, and I do love starch. And no matter how much fat I should be eating, it's or overt fats, it's just the plant-based diet just provides an abundance of carbs, abundance. And the more, like, the more recovered I am, I find that, you know, also the better I achieve my caloric intake. Like the easier it became for me to actually eat enough, the less I actually needed overt fats. Because from experience and from what I've looked at in YouTube, it seems to be that for most cases, I'm not saying for all cases, but for most cases, the problem is not enough calories when they, for example, miss their periods or lose hair, or like have any hormonal problems, or you know, they start to undereat, so it triggers their eating disorder, like the evolutionary response in the body to actually restrict and think it's inner starvation. So where did I want to go with this? I have so many thoughts that I want to say. Yeah, exactly. So I'm convinced that the more you consistently just eat enough and you're out of the calorie deficit from the past, and you've pretty much done a lot of steps in recovery, the more you can actually rely on your hunger signals and satiety signals without, you know, you don't have to eat this very calorically dense, like the most calorically dense foods you can find, in the plant-based kingdom, because you are able to eat enough and you're not afraid to eat enough. And then, you know, you also don't need any, you like, that basically means you also don't rely on tracking your calories anymore. You don't rely on checking macros, tracking your weight. It's just, you've come quite a bit, you've come quite far in recovery. That's what I consider a point where you can actually say, well, yes, now I feel like, or yeah, I'm just gonna try and see how I feel without overt fats. So I think the first thing we need to get to is that we're not afraid of fats anymore. That is a place where you don't want to be. This is solely about finding what you feel your ultimate best on, physically. And that, when I say that, I really assume that you are already, like, mentally, you've come a long way. I think you should not try, to do anything like I don't eat any overt fats when you're still mentally afraid of foods, like of any kind of foods. I think you first need to get rid of any fear foods by facing them, incorporating them. That's how I did it also. And then after that, you can, you know, dig deeper and see, find out what makes you feel best, digestion wise, and also, yeah, just physically, and or also in energy. For example, yeah, I could eat over fats anytime. Oh, there's my first question coming in. Oh, so exciting. Hi Madeleine Gustafsson. Why does some people experience rebound weight and some don't? That is a good question. Thank you for your question. Do you think, do you mean are you talking about people that are already plant-based or vegan, or does it not matter in your question? I'm just going to wait. Just let me know and then I can specify. So, and that is, okay, vegan. Why doesn't vegan people experience rebound weight and some don't? So first of all, it really depends on how much you have been restricting for. Like, there's people that have been restricting for years and years, and they will most probably have more rebound weight gain than people who have only restricted for months. Like, do you know that saying that, yeah, maybe, how is it literally? Do you know that saying that when you've gotten to somewhere, the time that it took you to get there, it actually takes to reverse it, or to get rid of it, or to recover from it. And I think while that does not apply to the physical recovery at all, like, fortunately that is really happening really quickly, but yeah, mentally it does take quite a lot of time. And I'm not sure, like, people say that you are only going into remission from an eating disorder. That means it's going to be inactive or sleeping at some point when you're recovered. But it's like any other addiction, that when you're recovered, it's like you could possibly be triggered again to have a relapse. You know what I mean? But coming to the question of experiencing rebound weight, it just really depends on how your body's perception was in all of this. So I don't know if you're talking about yourself or just in general, but it doesn't really matter how the person perceives the restriction of the past. What the only thing that matters is what your body felt about this, like how bad it was for your body and your hormones and your digestion and all of the systems in your body. So that will be the primary factor in how much weight your body will want to gain before it levels out again. I mean, yes, it would be stupid to say that it doesn't matter if you're eating whole foods or processed foods, but in a, like, of course it matters in terms of micronutrients. You need the micronutrients. You do not only need calories in your recovery, you also need micronutrients, because when you've been in a calorie deficit, you're also most likely in nutrient deficits. But then also it doesn't necessarily matter, because you do need help in eating enough in recovery. So that is where processed foods come handy. And by good recovery and health promoting non-whole foods, I don't mean go out and stuff yourself with vegan burgers and vegan cheese, but more so I actually mean like foods that you process yourself so they're more easily digestible. Like, for example, you could make your legumes or your oats that you don't digest well because your gut is still not in shape yet. You could actually blend them into a flour, so, and then cook it, because that is how you've actually made it easier for you to eat more, but you still have the whole food in this processed food, and you still have the micronutrients, not only the macronutrients. And the most important part is that you don't actually have, like, how to say, you don't have anything bad at it. You don't have anything like, stuff that doesn't belong into foods, like additives, preservatives, color agents, filling agents, all of that stuff, stevia, like all kinds of sweeteners. These are usually the things that will cramp you up the most, that will cause a lot of bloating, and which are also shown to actually cause like health problems. But so, long story short, processed foods can be really, really, really good for you. There's a big difference between processed foods and processed foods, like I just said. So many people think that the more processed foods they eat, they might gain more weight in recovery. I don't necessarily think so, because your body has this goal of getting you healthy again, and it doesn't necessarily care about if you're going to eat all those calories from carrots or from something else. In fact, it does care, in the way that it just wants you to get there as soon as possible. And volume eating is the last thing that you need in recovery, obviously, because usually you will have had a long history of volume eating before in order to feel full very soon. So to get to to really answer your question is, your body will gain the weight that it needs to, and it really is different for everyone. And the reason why some gain more weight in rebound phase than others is because their body was put through a much more difficult time than for someone else. Usually, like as a rule of thumb, you can say the worse the restriction, the bigger the restriction, or also the longer the restriction. For example, you could have like a super small calorie deficit, but over years or even over months only. And then, yeah, it will be super, like, your goal is to really just get your body to where your hunger and fullness cues are working again, and where you can trust it, and where you can eat to satiety and ad libitum, and you can just trust what your body is telling you, and not what any kind of counting app or whatever is telling you, or any food rules are saying. I hope that answered your question. Please ask any further questions if it didn't. Yeah, I hope it answers your question, Madeleine. So, but food rules, it brings me back to what I was talking about before, which was RawTill4. So, this is the this is the church bells that you're hearing. I hope it's not too loud. So what I'm eating right now looks like a lot of fruit, a lot of starch, and some fats, how I feel like it. But I don't have any timings. I do like to just eat sweet and fruit, in the morning, and also like ice cream. I actually like to put like a really filling, like a starch solution ice cream, kind of. It's super satiating, and so yummy, and it's just so good. I like to have it almost daily. And then, I just eat fruits and starch as much as I want, whenever I want, and whatever I want. But I do feel best on whole foods digestion-wise, which was completely the other way around when I started recovery. I was not able to digest a whole lot of fiber in the beginning. And so that's why I actually processed my own foods in the beginning, what I was talking about before. But so the thing is, there are days where I'm not doing that. So there are days that I might not feel like any fats. But then, most of the days that I eat for myself at home, because I'm self-employed, I pretty much eat the same, because I just have my favorite foods, and I just love simplicity. I need it to be simple. I don't like elaborate recipes. So it just has to be easy and quick, and yummy, and also filling, and also making me energized, because there is a point of overfats, like on other days, where I do feel that I don't feel as energized anymore as I could be. So that just kind of intuitively results in me choosing the foods that I want, because ultimately, like, you're also gonna find in your recovery that the more you get to know what you love in the now, and for what it does for you in the future, the easier it's going to be to actually choose the right foods for you. I have another question. Hi, Madeleine. we are it's only us two right now. Can I send you an email? I can only type 200 symbols here. It is not enough. Okay. Yeah, sure, you can send me an email. You can send it to miri@carbundance.com. Yeah. I hope. Yeah, it should be clear for you what you want to, like the email address should be clear to you. But also just type some question here. I mean, it's only us two, so you can just type away. You have me all for yourself right now. I'm just going to continue in the RawTill4 topic. So when I'm by myself, when I'm at home, I will just do, I just love the taste of simple foods. And I think it's because my taste buds are just used to it, and there's just some favorite foods that I make all the time because they're so good, and that is just makes me feel wonderful. And also I like that I don't have to think about food. I don't have to like plan about food. I don't need to spend much brain capacity on what I'm going to eat or whatever. I just have my foods that I like best, and it's just like a no-brainer. So, and for me, in recovery, that was a big thing, to find a way how I can stop thinking about food all the time, because obviously it's normal to an extent that you're thinking of food all the time in recovery, but then you can make it as easy for you as possible. Obviously, like, you can just we don't have to make recovery more painful or difficult than it has to be, right? So I really made a point in making eating and food and meals in general as easy and as simple as possible, and while still, really eating up to my cravings. And that is the reason why, for myself at home, I really don't like. It's amazing to say that. I would have never thought that I would say that, but like, I am not craving processed foods anymore. And this is not meant to be any trigger for anyone. It is, please note that I have been eating a lot of self-processed foods in my recovery before, and I still do if I feel like it, and it's super important that you do it. Especially as long as you are not able to trust your body yet, because your stomach cannot hold so much volume, and so you can't just listen to your body in the beginning of the recovery. So I'm at the point where I can do that, but I have gone through many other phases before. So the point where I'm at right now is, I love how energetic, like a very, very high carb and very high fruit diet makes me feel. But and now the big but is coming. There are, like, as soon as I'm not the one to decide, okay, I'm going to eat this now because I feel like it, and it's simple and no hassle and I just love it, as soon as I'm getting social, as soon as I'm going out of the house, as soon as I'm anything that involves other people or other environment or other events and happenings, all of that, anything that includes that, there will be any kind of vegan foods. Like, I will always be vegan. Like, I will always choose plant-based. But it's just anything. As long as it's vegan, it's fine. And so that just really, the reason for that is, the reason why I'm doing it like that is it just allows me to eat for performance, let's say, to feel my best, to, you know, to work my best, to and for the flavor that I love when I'm at home, like when I'm the only one to decide, and when, you know, when the environment is my home, where, you know, I have the power to say, well, yes, I you know, how to say, you just have the foods at home that you love most, and that is just what we do. And I love that there's no thoughts required to do this. But at the same time, I really listen to, like, also when I'm at home, there is no rules. Like, it's not like, okay, I want to be RawTill4, I want to be raw now and eat this much fruit and do that and only have starch later. And it's not like that. It's just, I'm just following a template that I found for myself that just makes me feel amazing. And but I can only do that because I know I am able to eat enough, because I don't have the fear of calories anymore, and I can digest enough, and I can handle the volume well. So, and on days like, well, if it happens at home and I want something that's, you know, that's processed, then it's no deal at all. It's perfectly fine. For example, my husband brings something or makes something, then, you know, if someone else is making something for me, not only when I'm out of the house, but also when we have friends over, like, this is not like when I'm at my home food rule or something. No, it has nothing to do with any kind of rule. I just wanted to tell you, like, what I kind of follow, because so many people ask that. And I do love eating RawTill4-ish, but at the same time, as soon as, you know, I'm just with someone's preparing something, or I'm going out to someone, or we're going out to eat or so, which is not like a whole lot, but, you know, when it happens, or when I'm at a birthday or whatever, life happens, when I'm out and about or traveling, whatever, then I just, you know, there's, like, as long as it's vegan, as long as it's vegan, perfect. And that is, you know, I do find that most of the time, I even find that, like, some foods that you can outside, that you can find outside, it's like, so many times it's either like too sweet or too salty or too oily. Like, I really feel like my taste buds don't like it. Like, I don't enjoy it to the fullest. But at the same time, it just really, like, some vegan processed foods are so amazing and so yummy, and it's like, I just enjoy to have the freedom to do whatever I like, to eat whatever I like at any kind of given moment. And you know, sometimes that means that I have some bloating, or like I don't feel super amazing after that, but that's so worth it, because I just want to eat to live and not live to eat. I just want to be with the people in that moment. I just want to focus on the relationships, on the experiences, and on the memories. And I don't want food to be in the focus or in the center of any, like, of all my conversations and relationships. So that's just worked super well for me. So I would summarize that on many days I love to incorporate I love to be RawTill4-ish, but without it being determining, like without it being having power over me. It just happens to be that way. Like if I had never come across RawTill4 or something like that, you know, then I would still do that. I just wouldn't know that there's a label for it. So it's the most delicious foods that I can think of for myself, and it makes me feel amazing. And also the sleep is so great. But I really, at the same time, I really want to put it out there, I'm super careful and mindful of not letting it become a rule, because I do think there is the risk that secretly it can become a rule. So that is why I do regularly have days where I switch things up, or like I make a point in just having whatever on some other days. So that for me right now, and it can change any time in the future, but that for me right now is what it's the best feeling mentally and physically, both now and long term. And I just really enjoy not being, like, I just enjoy food freedom, but at the same time being free to choose foods that make me feel amazing, but also that don't trigger anything up here. Because for a long time I felt, at the beginning of my recovery, it would have been so restrictive for me to say, well, I'm going to eat a lot of whole foods. I really, that's the most important thing. You need to lose the foods that you're afraid of. So, and when nothing is off limits anymore, and you need to be super honest about that, then, you know, then you can dare to try and think more normally like other people, because there's nothing wrong in eating healthy, nothing wrong in eating whole foods, nothing wrong in eating in eating high volume even, but it's very wrong if you're doing it for restriction reasons, and if you're doing it because you're not trusting your body, if you're doing it to limit your calories. Like it's all about what's going up inside here. So when you are in a right place mentally, that is where you can actually start to follow your intuition. Not any earlier, because you cannot trust a disordered mind. Yes. Yeah. How long have you been here? Oh, almost an hour. Wow. I think I'm just going to end it here right now. I have no idea if I'm going to put this up, but let's see. Just let me know. Let's meet again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Let's make it 7 p.m. or 7:30. Same time. And let me know if you enjoyed this. If not, I can also just delete it from my channel. Just wanted to experiment here. And also let me know any questions about the topic that I was talking about. But at the same time, just keep your questions for tomorrow when you can ask them live. I think that's much cooler for you too. And let's see, I'm just going to try for a week or something to do the live streams, and I'll see if you guys enjoy them, if you would like them, and if so, we're just going to continue, and if not, then not. So thank you for tuning in if you've been here, and also thank you for watching this if you happen to see this after I live streamed this, and let me know if you want more of them. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. Don't forget to subscribe to my German channel, which is Carbundance DE. Oh, bye bye, Madeleine. Yeah, this goes down into history. Madeleine, you were my first live stream watcher. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see what you write in your email. Okay, everybody, I'll wrap this up, and also for future live streams, yes, you can also ask questions in German. We will find some solution for that for sure. Okay, see you guys. See you guys. See you guys. Bye bye. Woo. How is this working? Yeah, that's like a fail.